You don't forget, Betsy.
Oh, I know. Well, that's important, isn't it? That's really important. I like that. I like that, yeah. But I love it. You know what it is? It indicates, excuse me. Hey, Rick.
Hey.
Hey, Eric. Hi. How are you?
Hey, yeah, yeah.
I think it indicates enthusiasm for the subject.
Uh-huh.
So I do respect the point that you are enthusiastic.
What is she talking?
Do like.
I'm not sure. Started
So,
listening mid.
we were gonna do John's, evaluation tonight, but Ed, I don't think he's gonna be here, so I told John to maybe
In fact, I
take
feel
it
like I
back
don't
from
know
Savannah.
anything about the budget, because you weren't here.
Because, I know Carrie was not gonna be here, but the other four, we were together, so we'll just do that.
Look at this fancy packet Debbie put together. Very impressive.
Thank you.
She do an awesome job, don't she?
Class
Thank
notes
y'all.
and everything.
Well, I appreciate that.
If y'all see I missed anything, let me know.
Okay, Jay is, you guys got 5:30?
I do.
I do, yeah.
Okay. We're gonna call our meeting to order. I believe our attorney is gonna join us, on our screen tonight, on my phone, I guess, either way. But we're going to, ask if you have cell phones to turn them off at this time. And we will stand and have a pledge of allegiance by Councilmember Blanton and First Vice Mayor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Eternal Father, may our hearts and minds be clear tonight as we go through our agenda. It is our prayer that we can have things done for our city in a manner and orderly way. In your name, amen. First thing on our agenda tonight is our budget fiscal year 2025. Adoption of our budget. We know that we've had our public hearings that we were supposed to have for our budget, so we could get a motion and a second from our council member. I believe we've all had a chance to go through it with our city manager and even as council members. So if there's no more discussion from our council members, then we can get a motion and a second to adopt our budget.
Is there a public hearing tonight?
We
Mary?
don't need one tonight. We've
Okay.
had the public hearing.
Just a vote.
Mhm.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the fiscal year 2025 budget as presented.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposers, none. Vote unanimously. Thank you so much. And thank John, thank you and Kara for the work you did on our budget as well. And thank our council members for their input as well. This time, John, we will talk about a consideration of a lease with Madison Morgan County Convention and Visitors Center.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I will defer to any, to our city attorney if you have any legal questions, but as you know, we have been working very closely with our CVB, who has utilized our building for some time without a lease. And I wanted to publicly thank Ms. Pat Hodges, who has done a terrific job, and it was a real joy to work with on drafting a annual lease for your consideration. We will be receiving rent from this entity, and there's also some good news. We're presently negotiating with another entity who wants to use the second floor of the building. So I think that it is very good to put the entire building into productive use and also to receive rent that will offset some of the costs to maintain this historic structure.
Okay, thank you. Jay, are you on? You have any further comments? Attorney? Can you hear us, Jay? If not, are there any comments for our city manager on this lease agreement with the, Madison Morgan County Convention?
I had one question. I know in the past, the tenants kind of had a broad definition of maintenance that the city was responsible for, even to the point of light bulbs and things of that sort. Does this agreement protect the city better than what we had in the past? Like, those kinds of repairs are not anything we're responsible for, am I right?
Yes, it does. It provides a definition for maintenance, providing the minor maintenance being the CVB's responsibility, and of course, since we're the property owner, we would be responsible for the major repairs. But the benefit is that we finally have a document that clarifies responsibilities. And as I said, our relationship with the CVB has been very positive, and we look forward to continuing that into the future.
Does that answer your question, Councilman?
Yeah, that does answer my question, yeah. And that was the only really question I had about it. Other than that, I'm quite happy with that lease.
Okay. Anyone else? If not, if we can get a motion then and a second for consideration of the lease with the Madison Morgan County Convention.
Yeah, Mayor, I would move that we accept the lease as presented with the Madison Morgan Convention and Visitors Bureau for the old City Hall building.
Second.
Are there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed is none, vote unanimously. Public hearing zoning ordinance resolution moratorium extension for the city of Madison.
I might suggest, Mr. Mayor, that we take a 1 or 2 minute recess so that we get this connection set up, because our city attorney wanted to address you on this
Okay.
item.
Okay.
So he dropped off and dropped back on. Could you ask him if he's there?
Jay, are you on? Can you try to reach him by phone?
Yep.
John, see if he,
I don't have his cell phone.
Hey, John.
Hey, Jay, you are on now publicly, and I'm going to put the microphone next to the phone and allow you to just briefly summarize this issue and also answer any questions that may arise.
Yes, that's fine.
So could you give us a brief summary on what's being proposed?
Yes, we're talking about the moratorium, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the moratorium, we have extended it once through the end of this month, and we need a minor extension to get it to the finish line. And the reason being that the ad in the paper could not run in time, and so we are just extending it for the purpose of getting all the ad requirements done, and so that you can vote on the industrial revision as necessary, and that should happen at the end of July is what I'm expecting. So it is just a 30-day extension that will expire upon you all, the council, voting to amend the ordinance or not. So it'll expire the day that y'all vote on it, essentially.
so that means our next council meeting would be 30 days? What's our next council member date?
August 2nd.
August the 2nd. Will that give us 30 days?
July 8th.
July,
We have a regular meeting in July 8th, and then we have
July 8th.
August 2nd for the August meeting.
okay. So will July 8th give us 30 days though?
Yes.
Okay, if July 8th give us 30 days, we can certainly do it at our July 8th, extend it to our July 8th meeting.
And we are
That's
voting
not
on
council feel good about that?
Does that, question for Jay, does that put us at the, I believe I recall something about a state 6-month limitation on these kinds of moratoriums, is that right? It would put us pretty much at the, right up to the in other words, this would be the last.
The last extension that we
one.
can do on this.
Is that correct, Jay?
Did you hear that question, Jay?
No, sir, I did not.
Councilmember
Just a
Joyce
choice for it, yes.
is asking whether or not this would keep us within the 6 months that he believes is a requirement from the state.
So that it's the
Yes.
maximum, I think.
Yes, I don't believe the state passed that 6-month thing and it only required, or it was only pertinent to residential developments, but we are within that 6 months because we did an initial 60 days and then another 60 days and now 30 days, so we're within that period.
Okay,
Right.
so we're good. So we don't need a public hearing tonight then, I would say.
Jay, the mayor is asking what type of vote is needed for this evening.
It is just to extend the moratorium 30 days from when it was set to expire, which is at the end of this month. And so it's just a motion to extend the moratorium that is in place an additional 30 days.
Okay.
And that would, I might add, put us in range of 2 meetings in July. The 8th and then the called meeting that I show on the 22nd.
That's right.
Either one of those would be within the 30 days if it starts running by the end of this month.
Okay, so we're good either way.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
We're good either way. Okay, so there's no more questions for Jay, then we can get a motion and a second to extend the moratorium for 30 days for our July meeting.
So moved.
Second.
There ain't no more discussion. All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none, vote unanimously. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jay.
John.
Thank you, John.
Public service appointments, Ken?
Bring this up on my phone. Oh, okay. We have 2 commissions that have applicants to be appointed to. The first is Cemetery Stewardship Commission, and there are 3 terms available and 3 applicants who have applied to be on that commission. So if you see fit to appoint Amy Carter, Melissa Bichet, and Denise Rice, you may do so.
That request is for Ken on this appointment, council members?
I've got a comment as the liaison. Would you like to hear a comment?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I'm very pleased to see that Amy Carter and Denise Rice are seeking reappointment. They're very good members of that commission. So I would encourage, we have three spots to fill, so I would definitely vote for those 2. And Melissa Paget, you might recognize that name from the past. She used to do tours in the cemetery and has a kind of a long history of working with members of the commission. Current members are very happy to see Melissa come back to that commission. So I'm very pleased to give my support to all 3 candidates.
At one time, Eric, I don't know if the committee has discussed this lately, we were talking about extending the cemetery. Have y'all talked about, I think it was property?
Yeah, right now, what they're working on now is establishing, I believe it's 8 little information kiosks where you can go into the cemetery and you can keypad in a request for information on a specific grave. And historical information, obituaries will pop up. That's currently what they're working on. I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Mayor.
He's talking about the expansion.
The expansion of the cemetery.
Yeah,
Y'all still talking, I know it's gonna get
they
expensive.
continually talk about that, and the planning department is working pretty closely with that commission on that expansion.
All it takes is money.
Indeed, it does.
And everything, right?
And time.
So we get a motion and a second to approve those 3 names?
Yeah, Mayor, I would move to approve the appointments of Amy reappointments of Amy Carter and Denise Rice, and a new appointment for Melissa Pichet to the Cemetery Stewardship Commission.
Second by Bessie. Is there any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposers, none, vote unanimously. Thank you so much.
All right.
Green Space,
Green Space Commission, yes. Again, 3 full terms available, and again, 3 applicants have applied. Kevy Holden, Christine Lambert, and Rebecca Riccozzi.
And again, Mayor, as the liaison, if I could render an opinion, Chris Lambert has agreed to reapply. You see her resume there, nothing on it but her name.
Which is enough.
But that's enough, exactly, thank you. We have 2 new candidates. I'm very excited about. My compliments to my colleague Betsy Wagenhauser for recruiting Kevy Holden. I know her a little bit. She's very good. I'm very excited to get her on board. Very smart, real good candidate. And also Rebecca Riccozzi lives on, I believe, in your district, I think, Rick, on South Main, on the east side of South Main. And has done a lot of work in the city in various capacities in the past also. So 3 really good reappointments there. I would recommend reappointing all 3.
okay. Is there any more discussion from my council? If not, we get a motion and a second to approve those for Green Space Commission.
I move that we approve the 3 candidates for the Green Space Conservation Commission, being Kevy Holden, Christine Lambert, and Rebecca Riccozzi.
I second the motion.
There any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposers, none, vote unanimously.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Ken.
So much. Are there any public comments tonight?
I have a question.
Not comments, but just a question.
Just a question.
Okay, just a question, not comments.
I got it. You may come to the front.
Mm-hmm.
I bet she can answer. Of course, I got my estimate of taxes, as I'm sure you all have, right? And I was wondering if if you have a figure that gives us the amount of value from last year to this year for the properties.
Digest?
Yeah.
We have preliminary numbers, but I won't get concrete numbers until, probably in the next 2 weeks.
Can you give me a swag?
It has increased.
Oh, I know.
That I can't tell you off the top of my head right now.
Okay. A percentage?
Last time I looked, it was about 15%.
15? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Now, no more public comments. And I'd just like to take a moment to especially thank our interim chief for taking the time out to attend our council meetings. We appreciate you doing that, Chief. Thank you so much. So no more comments. This meeting is adjourned. Now we were going to go personnel and talk about personnel, but we were short a council member. So I thought we just want to wait till we get that personnel.
Okay. If it can wait, I guess. Well, I mean, yeah, we do need, yeah. Yep.
So this is our meeting for tonight, and thank you for coming. Appreciate that.